Another one of the projects I have laying around, I haven't really decided what to do with. This is a 1978 GS1000. It's had a lot of modifications. Some are great, some are not. Basically, they took a 2004 Bandit 1200 swing arm and wheel and have grafted it into the bike. You have a 2004 Bandit 1200 front end with 6-pot Tokiko calipers. It's still running the stock carbs. It's got a Dyna 3 ignition, which I tested and it seems to be working fine. It's got some leaks around the base gasket, and this is a GS1000E tank. It's the wrong tank for the bike, but it kind of works and still fits in the same structure. Everything on it's a bit rough, so it's a bit chuffed. The job, the putting stuff in, it makes sense. I'm not a big fan of 17-inch wheels on these old bikes, especially now that they're decent tires. You have the Race Tex for Metzlers, which I've talked about before. You have Conti makes a decent set of 18s. Bridgestone makes a decent set of 18 road race vintage tires, which is really hard to find for a long time. What happens is you lose a lot of ground clearance, and ground clearance is super important. It is better to have a bike that's low and the center of gravity is low and all that. But on the older bikes, big, long, sweeping arc turns are kind of where it's at. If anyone's ever ridden any of these old bikes, you kind of have to kind of set your turn up and then go through it. On this one, I haven't decided what I should do. It's not really legal. I bought it when I bought the GS1000E race bike. It's not really legal for Armo with it. It's got a 6-inch wheel. These 6-pot calipers would have to go, which is no big deal because the 90 plus, 91 plus GSXR calipers will fit right on this front end. If I was to keep it with the 17s, I would probably buy some extenders for the forks to bring that front end up and extend the shock or push the shock down to give it some more ride height. Because like I said, that's the real killer on this. When you see Wes Cooley flying around the track back in the 78, 79 on one of these, he was running a 19-inch front and a 17-inch rear. So it's definitely a neat old bike. Everything's a little dirty and a little scratched and a little messed up. So when you look at this, if you were going to build it, the best way to do it would be just rip the entire thing apart, make sure that your bearings are right, make sure your swing arm, because the guy who did it's not me. I want to make sure my chain alignment's out and my rear wheel's in the center. Other than that, it's a pretty neat bike. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, whether I take it apart or keep it. It's got some neat stuff. The Kirker's period, it's correct. We'll have to see. Thank you.